On the grounds of Audubon High School at the John F. Kling Gymnasium, a day's worth of work comes down to this, Jake. It is the Boys Holiday Classic Final between the Gloucester Catholic Rams and the Audubon Green Wave. Jake, this is a great non-conference matchup that we've seen a couple times in the last few years, but it comes to a head here on a big stage here on this Sunday night.
Yeah, it certainly does, and I mean, I guess you call it prime time, the last game here of 4 for the Audubon Holiday Classic, but this one proves to be a good one. Both these teams 3-2 on the year, both of these teams picking up big wins in the first round of this tournament, and they're certainly looking to go home with a little extra hardware and picking up a W and moving on here as champs in the Holiday Classic.
Well, Audubon, they lost to Haddon Township in the boys' final last year. Now, Haddon Township's not here, but Gloucester Catholic, they didn't win any games last year. They lost to Haddon Township and they lost to Morristown Friends. So they're looking to go from 0-2 last year to 2-0 this year. And they've got some new faces on the floor. Obviously, you got Jack Pund, who's still there, but B.J. Williams Jr., he's a guy that I really think is going to light it up today for Gloucester Catholic. And for them, they've also got a couple of big transfers coming in. We talked about B.J. Williams. He's kind of a combo guard. He's already got 66 points on the year. But then as well, Elijah Fofana, 29 points, already 52 rebounds in 5 games, nearly averaging 10 rebounds a game. He's 6'9". You're not going to be able to miss him on the floor.
And I think that 6'9", Dan, is going to be huge for the Rams out there on the floor tonight. If you can get it down to Fofana down low, there's not many guys in South Jersey that are going to be able to stop somebody at 6'9".
Yeah, and well, for Audubon, they've got a couple people coming in after the new year. They've got Braden Hibbs transferring from Collingswood. We won't see him tonight, but in the same time that we saw Audubon last week, it's the Young brothers. Azon Young, he's basically going to have a double-double almost every single night. Connor Chester picked up a double-double in the opening round win over Morristown Friends. So there's a lot of rebounding and there's a lot of good inside shooting from this Audubon team. And Brian O'Donnell is a coach, and he's been here for 8 years. He will make sure that this team is disciplined and that they're ready to face GC pound for pound.
And I mean, Azon Young is definitely a player to watch here for Audubon. Can score not only inside the paint, but also has a pretty nice jump shot to him. And he's really progressed year after year after year. And now in his senior season, he's really looking to take the reins of this offense and lead the Green Wave to a win here today.
Yeah, Audubon's not going to shoot a lot of threes. GC may a little bit more, but we'll have to see where we go by the time this game starts in just a few minutes. Starting lineups are ready to go behind us. We're going to take a quick break. We've got Gloucester Catholic and Audubon coming up right after this. Never seen these before. Well, a full day of work comes down to this. We've had 4 exciting games from start to finish, and now we have our final of the day. Gloucester Catholic will be wearing their new blackout jerseys with the black tops and shorts, gold numbering, and maroon accents, as Audubon is actually in their road jerseys. I don't know if that will reflect on the scoreboard, but they will have their road white jerseys with the dark numbers and the I guess you could say just green, dark green numbers. It's green and gold. They've had these jerseys for a couple of years. As we're going to get ready to go, these two teams faced off 2 years ago, and Audubon got the win over Gloucester Catholic. And in Brandon Doherty's 3rd season as head coach, he's going to look to take home a trophy with it as well. Chester under it for Audubon as we're underway here at the home of the Green Wave. As Fofana, 6'9", unable to win the tip from the man 4 inches shorter than him, as Young goes for a quick basket, can't get it there. And bringing it up the floor is Kamor Sears. Obviously, Gloucester Catholic had to hit a big reset button last year. Their leading scorer, all-time leading scorer, in Jack Mastero graduated. He's now playing baseball for RCSJ Gloucester. But they also lost Carlos Mendez, who was a key guard. He was really one of the most nifty point guards in all of South Jersey, and also a player that has come back for this year, and we don't see him in the starting lineup. Gary Connolly Jr. As that three knocked down by Jack Pund, his 22nd career three-point basket. And the Rams are off to a 3-0 start.
A big shot there by Pund to get the scoring started from the outside here for GC.
Oh, how about that? Eric Young with a heave over his head for the foul and one to open up Audubon scoring. That is one of the better shots that you're going to see as Young took the ball. It was behind his head, and he was able to somehow will it into the basket, and he's got 2 points. And he's going to have a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
I mean, what a circus shot there from Young. Goes behind it, just kind of throws a prayer at the backboard, and he swishes it.
I mean, why not, right? You already know you're going to get fouled. He got 2 guys way up in there. That's the sophomore Eric Young, as they've got Fofana open. Back out to Williams Jr. Chucks it up. No good. Front iron. And look at Fofana. They're going to have an over-the-back foul called as the 6'9" center didn't really know what to do with his size there as he ends up committing a foul. It's GC's second team foul, and we'll have a turnover with Grayson Heller bringing this one up the floor.
And sometimes when you're the tallest player on the court like that, you grab a rebound over somebody that's boxing out, you simply just have the height. He's got to be careful.
This one gets turned over, got an open look, and now Heller is able to get this one back the other way. So the turnover is short-lived, and now Eric Young will bring this one up the floor. Passes it to his brother Azon. Connor Chester in the paint. Again, that front court of Bittner and Chester has worked out really well so far for Audubon this year as Heller tries to kick it out. Gets it to Young just at the top of the key. Now it's back to Eric Young after the pass from Bittner. He's guarded toughly by Tanner. He spins around on the right side, makes Tanner miss. 2 minutes gone in the first quarter as Tanner again continues to swipe in. Tough contact all around, and they're able to get it back out, resetting at the top of the Audubon logo as Bittner pulls up from the semicircle. No good there. Rebounded by Jack Pund. Now GC moving quickly down the floor on the left side. Tanner almost took a shot. Now it'll be reset by Sears. Sears looking for somebody to get open. Fofana moving out. He has not been a paint creature so far. He has been somebody who has moved about from in and out of the three-point arc as here comes a three. No good from B.J. Williams, and it's rebounded by Eric Young with a little bit of help from Connor Chester. 3-3 game, 2.5 minutes into the boys' holiday final. Eric Young getting bullied all around. Young brings it down, and he's fouled. Fofana got in behind him, and we'll see. Looks like because that's in the shooting motion, the foul will be called against Fofana, and Azon Young will get 2 foul shots to try to give Audubon the lead.
And I think Fofana right now, you talk about it, he's not really sitting down in the paint, but he's setting a lot of off-ball screens. And when you have somebody as big as him setting an off-ball screen like that, it frees up a lot of shooters. They weren't able to make the shot on the other end of the floor, but that's something to keep an eye out on later as this game progresses.
That foul, my apologies, was called on Sears, but it is still the 3rd team foul against GC while Audubon has yet to commit a foul here in this first quarter. And the Green Wave lead the Rams 5-3. Back at the top of the key. Sears moves about. Moving Pund into the paint, guarded by Young. Not really held all that closely as B.J. Williams is there. Fires to the top. Now on the right wing, it is Tanner. And a violation will be called. No, a foul is going to get called on Fofana. That's already 4 team fouls against the Rams here just 3 minutes into the first period of play.
And now the second on Fofana, the big man for the Rams. Already early in this first quarter, has to be careful.
Another turnover as that one got crammed into the bench. Now on the near wing, or in the near corner rather. GC slowing it down. Only 8 combined points. As now pulling up Williams. That would have been a long 2 if it went. His foot was on the line, but it's a moot point as the basket is no good. Azon Young resetting here, guarded closely by B.J. Williams. Chester sets a screen, Now Young trying to work through traffic. Look at that. Behind the back, but the the three is airballed as Audubon tried to get a little bit too nifty with it, and it cost him because here's an open three, and Jack Pund knocks it down. And that's 6 points, the only scorer for Gloucester Catholic in this first frame, and the Rams lead it by 1.
And we mentioned in a little bit pregame the fact that Gloucester Catholic might shoot the three ball a little bit. Audubon might not, and you're seeing it right now, a pair of threes for Pund. The only 6 points on the board so far for the Rams.
Yeah, I think he got tripped up a little bit that time, and I don't know exactly what all happened there, but I think that the way that he was playing that ball, it just wasn't really his best work. And again, Audubon has had this problem versus Haddon Township on Thursday the 18th. They had this problem where they were getting way too crafty and trying to do way too much instead of just simplifying things and using your best players to your advantage. And that's the one thing that they really struggled with. Bittner is open. He fires into Chester. And that one is going to be brought down by Fofana. As now, look at Fofana coming down the floor, and Azon Young, it's a clean block. And now Pund comes back in. As we were talking about Fofana with a head full of steam, Azon Young comes in and gets a fiery block to get this crowd riled up. As now on the left wing, 3:15 to play. Pund lobs it in. Fofana off the glass, couldn't get it there. And now we're going to have a foul. This is on, who is this on? It's Pund? It's the 5th foul against GC, so they're going to shoot. We're over the bonus, it looks like.
5 fouls. Audubon hasn't committed 1. And 3:07 left to go here in this first quarter. Definitely advantage Green Wave in that department. Now any foul sends Audubon to the free throw line.
The Young brothers are the only 2 to score so far. Azon with 2. Eric Young with 3. Is that basket no good? Still all 5 starters on the floor for both teams here midway through quarter number 1 here at the John F. Kling Gymnasium at Audubon High School. Tie game 6-6. Young goes 1 for 2. Just a really highlight-ridden first quarter here. Saw Azon Young go coast to coast to get that block. As now B.J. Williams at the top of the key. Rattles out a little bit there. That hit off of his shoe. And now a whistle. That's a 5-second violation for Gloucester Catholic. That's one of those high school rules that you're not really going to see in the pros or in college. And it's a violation against the Rams that forces an Audubon turnover.
Well, I think that rule is to combat the no shot clock. Can't just dribble with your back turn to the basket for too long. Good defense by Young. Gloucester Catholic doesn't move the ball, and as a result, they turn it over.
It's really the only safeguard there is against just holding on to the ball with no shot clock here in Jersey. As here comes another scramble. It pops out. Now it's Pund. Oh, and falling down is the Rams. TK Tanner gets an earful from the home faithful, and it'll be a turnover.
I think we mentioned it on the last broadcast for the girls' final, but the gym is progressively getting more and more filled. The first game we saw between Pensgrove and Vineland early in the morning at 11 a.m., not a whole lot of people, but now with this tip-off that was set for 3:30, the gym is packed here in Audubon.
And maybe having a 15-minute delay might have actually helped the crowd come in a little bit here on this Sunday afternoon, as now Young moves in from the left corner box. He drains it. Nothing but net that time. He's got 5 points. The Young brothers again have 8. They have all of Audubon scoring. And with 2 minutes left in the first, it's 8-6.
That was a fearless take there by Azon Young. Fofana was right there, giving up a little bit of size, but he stops and shoots the jump shot. And that's what I was talking about in the open. He can score on the inside, but has a nice mid-range jumper, and he converted on it right there.
He's definitely got a clean jumper there. The freshman, or excuse me, he's been a varsity starter for Audubon since he was a freshman, and he's been somebody that has been able to convert all 4 years. He's up over 1,000 points already. 12:34 going into this game. He eclipsed that mark as a junior and has already had a double-double this year. As Fofana's going to get a foul and one. That will tie the game. It's Fofana's first basket of the day. And we'll now see a chance to give the Rams a 9-8 lead if Fofana, the 6'9" center, can convert on the three-point play. Score remains tied at 8-8. He got it there. He's able to complete the three-point play.
He was able to use his size to his advantage. We talked about it, 6'9", the tallest player on the court by far.
For either side as well. And how about that? A nifty move inside to Connor Chester. Gets the basket to go. I mean, this is just a back-and-forth affair. We mentioned it in the girls' game that game might have been one that could be back and forth, but this one really, truly seems like it's going to be a battle of who is going to be in the right place at the right time, because this is a great pound-for-pound matchup. Two teams that are pretty similarly built. You've got, for example, just compare Jack Pund to Grayson Heller, a small guard who's going to be able to run the point and is going to be able to get a lot of nice, neat passes out of it. You've got a strong combo guard like Azon Young for Audubon, and for Gloucester Catholic, it's B.J. Williams. You've got a lot of comparable players that are really making it shine for both teams, and that's what makes this matchup good. Not just that the teams have similar records, not just that the teams are playing well off of each other, but that there are comparable players on either side who play off of each other's games. As moving around the world, and Azon Young knocks down a three. The senior has 8 points, and it's 13-9. Green Wave with their first multi-possession lead of the afternoon.
Beautiful half-court set right there by Audubon. Looked like a couple of off-ball screens to free up Young as he moved all the way around the world, as you put it, Dan. Got himself in the corner and knocked down the triple.
Moving out to the right side, it is Tanner going in. He gets the foul. So this will be in the act of shooting, and TK Tanner will have the chance for 2 foul shots to try to cut this Audubon lead. TK Tanner, 56 points in 5 games so far, 16 rebounds. Put up a season-high 17 in a 52-45 win over Washington Township. Washington Township is down to 0-5 this year, in the second year under former Gloucester Catholic head coach Todd Powers. TK Tanner makes his second, and that's his first point of the day. Double digits on both sides. We've got 5 seconds in the first. Young has a basket, lets it go! Merry Christmas to you too. Azon Young with a gift under the basket. It will count. We will have a foul and 1 as the Young brothers, man, they are putting together an art show tonight, and the canvas is the John Kling Gymnasium. 10 points for the senior guard, Azon, 3 for the sophomore, Eric Young, and it will be a foul and 1 for Azon Young. And they're going to put 0.3 of a second back on the clock, so Gloucester Catholic will be able to rebound this shot. They do, but we won't have a play. And at the end of the first quarter, it's a 5-point lead for Audubon. As how about that? Great moves by the senior Azon Young. We'll take a quick break. It's Audubon 15, GC 10. Welcome back to Audubon High School. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex at 614 Lambs Road in Pittman, just minutes off of Route 55. Well, it's been some crafty basketball here in the first. quarter from Audubon High School in the boys' final of the Audubon Holiday Tournament. Our final of 4 games today. Just to recap, in the girls' consolation, here we go. Azon Young, Williams can't get him. Again, just such a crafty move. He's got 12 points already. And Azon Young really proving why he is one of the best scorers in South Jersey. And hopefully a good college gives him an offer, because he is really something special. As Eric Young picks up a fiery block off of Jack Pund, the ball got deflected. And Eric Young, and you talk about that brotherly connection there. Eric Young was not happy with a call. Azon Young, his brother, gets him out of trouble because he was arguing with the ref, and you never know how short of a pulse the refs would have with tees, but Azon Young able to pull him away and able to get him out of trouble. It's a 17-10 game. Audubon leads here by 7 with 45 seconds gone in the second quarter. On the floor for Gloucester Catholic right now is we're going to have a foul. Williams got fouled on his way up. On the floor is B.J. Williams, Jack Pund, number 12, Braden LaRubio, number 5, T.K. Tanner, and number 32, which is Darius Atomenza. First shot no good by Williams. But during the holiday break, got a lot of folks coming out here on both sides for what is a good game. And Williams makes his first point of the day. It's now 17-11 as the junior guard goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Passed over to Chester, able to get out of it from the corner box. No good. Just outside of the paint, it is rebounded by Atomenza. As now on the left side, Williams in what is somewhat of the middle of the road scoring affair, but you've seen every basket have to be really drilled out for it to be good. As now moving up, Williams with another shot, no good, and a foul on the way down. I think Atomenza is going to be called here, or is this going to be on Young? It's going to be on Bittner, actually, for a hold. And without fail, Fofana checks back in, so they'll send LaRubio and Mensah to the bench. And then it will be our original starters, Sears and Fofana, back in for Gloucester Catholic. Catch and shoot 3, punt, too strong. It goes back to Williams, guarded by both of the Young brothers with no room to breathe. It's a jump ball. And the Young brothers celebrate there as they're able to use their family relationship as a team-building tool to take a turnover away from Gloucester Catholic, able to get the jump ball. 6:26 to play in the second, 17-11. Audubon leads. Azon Young leads the scoring for both teams with 12 as he's run the point as a combo guard for the Green Wave. Out on the left wing, back out to Eric Young, guarded by Sears. Chester, near corner. Young is there. Azon, guarded by Williams, back to Eric Young. Double guarded, back to Chester with a 3-2 zone for Gloucester Catholic, as now coming in, gets turned over, and now it goes back to the Rams. Taking their time here will be Tanner. Pund moves in, blocked by Chester, taken down by Young. Refs say it's clean and we play on. Whistles, somebody walked onto the court, and they had to stop play because of the fast break. Well, I guess we call that the sixth man. There was somebody down there who I guess walked up and was, I guess, just getting ready to leave to go to the hallway or whatever, and the ref had to stop play because he had walked onto the court with the baseline. Can't say we see that every day.
I can't say I've ever seen that before, period.
Well, how about that there's a jump ball right in front of the guy that, that just walked onto the floor. But, well, the foul trouble's now been reversed. Gloucester Catholic had picked up 5 fouls before Audubon had committed 1. And now Audubon has picked up 3 fouls in the second before Gloucester Catholic can commit 1.
And I'll tell you what, Dan, this game has been very physical It seems as though these players talking a little bit back and forth to one another. Have to imagine we got to keep an eye on the chippiness as we get deeper into this, not only this first half, but the second half of action as well, and what's been a very good defensive game in the half court.
Sometimes good defensive battles are ones that produce the most chippiness. You know, the ones where it comes down to missed shots and blocks and fouls. There's a lot of different elements that go in that, and it's a lot different when you're making every single shot, like with a run-and-gun offense or just in general a high-scoring game. Young can't get that basket to fall. Chester gets it out, fades away, and the basket's good. Connor Chester, the multi-sport athlete, also a first baseman for the baseball team, led by the legendary head coach Rich Horan, using his size on both the diamond and the basketball court, as he's got a 8-point lead, as Williams, with a very quick and twitchy move, Fofana was able to swipe the ball away, but Audubon keeps the possession. Eric Young moving in. We're going to have a travel or a foul? No, it's going to be a foul here. It'll be against B.J. Williams for the push, and it's GC's first foul of the second quarter with 4:14 to play.
And that's now the third foul on B.J. Williams Jr., so he'll have to take a seat. And you have to imagine he might have to sit for the rest of this first half, as now a timeout is called. But Brandon Doherty going to be put in a tough situation without one of his better guards.
It was Audubon's Brian O'Donnell who called the timeout. It's a full one, so we'll take a quick break. Audubon and the boys holiday final over Gloucester Catholic. They lead this one 19-11. Welcome back to Audubon High School. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Jake Clark of Rowan University. Javier Harris of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting is on our production this afternoon. As we welcome you, I would say, to one of our last broadcasts of the calendar year, but we still have 5 more across Monday and Tuesday. 3 games tomorrow, 2 at Haddon Township for a girls' holiday showcase. Williamstown and Cherry Hill East. As how about Chester? Can't get that shot to go. Bittner gets the rebound. And then we have Triton and Haddon Township. Then the nightcap boys basketball between Paulsboro and Pittman. And that's on the 29th. Then 2 more games on the 30th. Pennsville and Gateway boys basketball, 11:30 a.m. as that pass goes into the third row and out of bounds. And then our last game of the year will be St. Augustine versus Gloucester Catholic in ice hockey. Sure to be maybe one of the most sought-after ice hockey matchups of the season in South Jersey. St. Augustine versus GC. That's a 7 o'clock puck drop from the Hollydale Ice Arena. Javier Harris will be on the call with that one with Cherry Hill East's own Vincent Focht. Oh, wow, no foul. Surprise there is going to the floor. It's a clean block by Chester. Young with another crafty move. Can't get it to go, though, as it misses wide left of the basket. Heller jumps out in front of the ball to get the interception, and it bounces right in front of the Audubon bench and towards the trainer's room. It's out of bounds, and Heller will retain possession for Audubon as they're able to stop Gloucester Catholic and their quick passing as Young sets the play.
I think one of the big differences in this game has been how well Audubon has played defensively, and it's been a slower half-court game, and Audubon has done a much better job in their half-court sets, in my opinion.
Chester got that ball knocked out, and Heller will inbound it. They do say that he retained the possession. Chester left wing, catch and shoot. No good. Young scrambles, jump ball, as Pund was on top of it along with Mensa, and Eric Young, his back laying on the floor. Relatively low scoring second quarter here. Again, 19-11. GC held to a very little amount of first half points, and maybe it ramps up with 3 minutes to play. But right now, not looking all that hot for either side. I mean, Audubon's not going to be a team that is going to be very high scoring. I think that's pretty much settled and dry at this point. But it's more or less how they've operated. I mean, when we saw them versus Haddon Township, they only scored 29 points. When they beat Morristown Friends, they won 53-39. It wasn't exactly that high scoring of a game. So it's either low or it peaks at the middle of the road. We'll take a quick break. 8-point lead for Audubon in the boys' holiday final here from the John Kling Gymnasium, 19-11. Gloucester Catholic inbounds after the timeout by Coach Brandon Doherty in his third season leading the Rams. They've had an above 500 campaign every single year that he has led Gloucester Catholic. Again, he took over. It was Todd Powers before him, but not directly. In between that was a stint for 2 years by Jason Curbison. And now Todd Powers over at Washington Township. They're off to an 0-5 start. That three falls for GC, by the way, on the other end of the floor. And Bittner is able to get that shot to go for Audubon. So his first shot of the night, or his first basket of the night, excuse me. (21-14), 7-point lead for Audubon. 2 minutes to play in the second. Pund spinning around, and he traveled.
And again, Audubon's defense forcing another turnover there. Between the defense and the success in the half court with their sets, I really like what the Green Wave have been able to do.
Back to the top of the key, it's Heller. Azon Young with a wide three, no good. Back to Tanner. Ball gets wrestled out, and how about that save by Williams to keep that one in play. Back out near corner, Pund chucks up a three, and it's good. 9 points, 3 triples for the senior guard. And Gloucester Catholic is back within striking distance. You could argue they've been in striking distance all night. It's 21-17, that ball got tipped. Pund was able to get there, and they will say GC ball because they say Audubon tipped it as it went out of bounds in front of the assistant coaches and the bench.
Great offense and defense in that sequence right there by Pund. Knocks down a big three to cut it to now just a 4-point gain and gets the Rams the ball back.
This one's up, no good there. Azon Young able to tip it up in the air. Fafana coming down with it. Bittner goes down on a knee. We've got a foul.
I think Bittner got really lucky right there to rip that ball away. Fafana now with 3 fouls. He's got to sit for the last minute if he doesn't want to get in more foul trouble. But I think they were going to call that a jump ball, and Bittner ripped it away at the last second.
Yeah. And that's the one thing, is that one of the best ways to win a game is to shut down the best. And it's hard to do that, and I know it's hard to do that, but you don't shut them down with points. You shut them down with fouls. And that's exactly what Gloucester Catholic got trapped into, was Fafana had 3 fouls. Now they're going to be without him presumably for the rest of the first half, and it'll be an interesting road to see if Gloucester Catholic can score, still with him not defending the front court. That basket didn't go, although Fafana only has 3 points. Pund leads GC scoring with 9. BJ Williams with 4. Sears still without a point. Taking his time, 33 seconds and counting in the first half. The gym just got super quiet all of a sudden as we wait for what could be the last play of the half. Remember, no shot clock here in Jersey, so they can take as long as they need. Williams in the semicircle, guarded by Chester and Eric Young. Back out to beyond the 3-point arc. It's Sears moving out to Williams. Check that Tanner. It is back to Williams. 10 seconds now on the scoreboard. He gets a screen from Thabat. Now the 3. No good. Pund puts it up from the free throw line. He airballed it, and now they're going to save it, but they're out of time. He chucked it at the basket. The basket will not count. And at the end of the first half, a competitive one in the boys' holiday final from Audubon. And after a pretty strong second quarter by the Green Wave, Gloucester Catholic was able to salvage at least something. And they go into the half down by 4 points. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so from the finale of a 4-game set here from Audubon, 21-17.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear.
Woo!
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
To end the day for Luke Pokrovsky. A little pop-up, first base side, he calls for it, and for the first time in 33 years, the Charlotte Cougars will hoist the trophy and face Middlesex on Monday. 4-3, Cougars win it. And in the battle of green and gold, the trophy stays true with the visitors. What a finish! And Shalleck will pack their bags for Middlesex and the Blue Jays when the weekend turns around to Monday. 1-0 Red Bank. Now here is Al D'Elia. The man they used to call Big Al has now slimmed down, and he still hits dingers. He went viral in 2018 for his catchphrase during the Little League World Series when he was introduced by the ESPN camera crews and was given his standard introduction. He said, "Hi, my name's Big Al, and I hit dingers." And that sentiment still holds true today. He had his first career high school home run versus Rumson Fairhaven in their opening game of the campaign last week. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2. But D'Elia, kind of a folk hero for baseball players who just want to hit the ball far and have fun while doing it. The poster child now is the poster big fella. Fly ball right center field. This is going to be a sac fly. Taken in by Terranova, and Big Al might not hit dingers, but he certainly drives in runs. It's 2-0.
2 minutes remaining. 4 fouls on St. Joe's. One more and it's a bonus, which would greatly help Gloucester Catholic. The moving green guard! It's a 1-point game just like that! This place is going nuts! And now a drive to the basket by Spross. He lays it up and lays it in! St. Joe's has 2 timeouts remaining. Gloucester Catholic still has 3. Here we go. Mastero pulls up. He goes for 3! 6 points! Jack Mastero has tied the game with 90 seconds remaining. How will the Wildcats respond with a miss of
Welcome back to Audubon High School. Shoot-arounds are just wrapping up for the finale of the boys' bracket. We didn't really get a chance to recap the action from the first 3 games. We mentioned in the first one, the girls' consolation. Pennsgrove fell to Vineland 66-20. It was a big game where Pennsgrove only scored 6 points in the second half. In the boys' consolation, Hamilton took care of Morristown Friends, with Hamilton putting up 67 points. And then in the girls' final, Audubon beat Deptford by a good 20 points to win their 4th straight girls' holiday tournament. And now here at the half, it's 21-17. Jake, just like in the girls' game, this has been a great defensive game for Audubon. It's low scoring, and Audubon's had a great performance from Azon Young, who has had some incredibly efficient and crafty baskets. He's got 12 points. Your thoughts on the first half?
I think the big thing that we're seeing here is this game is a great defensive game in different ways than the girls' final. We saw the full court press. It was really just Audubon that was doing well on defense. I feel as though both of these teams have done an excellent job, and it's different because it's a much slower half-court game. It feels as though in the girls' game they were scoring a lot quicker. Now here in the boys' game, especially with Gloucester Catholic, they're not afraid to take their time in their half-court sets. Audubon, however, has done a nice job of freeing people up away from the ball, doing an excellent job of setting off-ball screens, guys cutting to the rim, and doing the little things. And I think right now that's the reason they have the 4-point advantage. It's close, but I really like the way the Green Wave have played in the half court. And for Gloucester Catholic, the outside shooting might be what puts them over the edge here. We've still got a close game, but Jack Pund with 3 threes in that first half, something to keep an eye out on for the Rams here in the second half.
Yeah, if Gloucester Catholic can laser in on their 3-point shooting, then I think they'll be a very good asset for this game. And one of the things that they need to focus on, yes, is Jack Pund. And Audubon's not going to shoot that many threes. Azon Young has 1, but everybody else, they're not. Chester's not going to shoot a lot of threes. Bittner's not going to shoot a lot of threes. Audubon's got to be a little bit worried about that perimeter defense and how they're going to match up against Gloucester Catholic here. It's beginning the second half of play. It's a 21-17 lead. In the fourth of 4 games today, we've got 9 games in 3 days in 4 different campuses. We mentioned two games at Haddon Township tomorrow, Cherry Hill East at Williamstown, and Triton at Haddon Township, both girls. And then Paulsboro and Pittman, boys holiday for their Pittman Classic, as that basket is good. Mike Bittner, the junior, gets that one to fall.
That was
and just about a minute into the third, it's a 6-point lead.
Beautiful work there by Audubon. They took their time. They swung the ball around, working against that zone defense.
That basket doesn't fall there for Williams, and now it'll go back the other way for Grayson Heller. GC is a quick turnaround. They play Highland, which, first of all, shout out to our good friend Colin Morris. He did the first 2 games with us here, and he's done a fantastic job for a junior in high school. He's got a great road ahead of him. But Highland plays GC in the Brook Ball Winter Classic at Overbrook in Pine Hill on Tuesday. So it'll be a quick turnaround and not GC's last game before the calendar year is over. And then for Audubon, they have a 1-game homestand versus Haddonfield, one of the top teams in the Colonial, on January 5th before going on the road to Collingswood on the 7th. We've got a violation over the back against GC. Audubon will have the ball here, as that basket didn't go anyway, but the rebounding process was a little bit tainted, and we'll have a substitution as Fafana, now on his 4th foul, will go to the bench.
And I was just about to mention that, a 4th foul. There's 6 minutes left in the third quarter. He's the tallest guy on the court and should have the advantage inside. That's a big blow right now to have your big man in foul trouble if you're Gloucester Catholic.
Well, it's pretty stereotypical that a big man like Fafana is going to run into foul trouble. That happens with almost every big man of his size under the sun. We're both Sixers fans. We know how much we both complain about Joel Embiid getting into foul trouble. The same applies here. With Fafana, he is naturally going to be more physical. He is more naturally going to be involved with the play. And in that case, it's another situation where those 4 fouls are going to make him a bit of a liability for Gloucester Catholic going forward, as Eric Young lights up the 3, lights up his jersey. He's got a 9-point lead now. He's got 6 points. And the Green Wave, along with Brian O'Donnell, the 8th-year head coach, lead this one by 9.
That's exactly what you have to do against the zone defense. Swing the ball around. The ball moves quicker than the defense can slide. They get it to Young while the defense is out of position, and he knocks down the wide-open 3.
A nice defensive stand there by Audubon. It's now at the top of the key is Sears. Back to Williams, fires it to Tanner. Pund on the right wing, fires a pass over the hook. Fading away, Williams gets that basket to drop with a little carousel over the backboard. He's able to make it 26-19, and again, a low-scoring affair here in the finale of 4 games here this afternoon. Chester moves in, back to the corner. Young did not take the shot as the open gap was closing very quickly. Young fires it to Heller. Heller's going to be, again, that guard that is going to be a passing guard. He's not going to be one to shoot a lot, if at all, as now Heller looks to reset. Back to Bittner. He's just inside the 2-point mark. Young turns it over. Eric Young, that ball got chucked off of the left knee of Grayson Heller. It'll be a kicked ball violation, and we'll have another chance for Gloucester Catholic here.
Well, Heller just saved 2 points right there by sticking his leg out because it was a 2-on-1 in transition, and B.J. Williams for Gloucester Catholic was racing towards the basket. If Heller doesn't break that up, even though it's a violation, he's able to break up that pass and now force the Rams into the half court.
It's one of those instances where, yeah, I mean, the advantage of giving up the violation as opposed to giving up the 2 points, what would have surely been a basket for Gloucester Catholic, it definitely changes the dynamic a little bit. But a 7-point lead, Gloucester Catholic definitely needs to start locking down a little bit if they want a chance here in the third and fourth quarters of play. As Heller goes to Young, the two underclassmen, as we're going to have a whistle, and Brandon Doherty. Oh, no, never mind. Thought we had a timeout called, but it's a foul against Gloucester Catholic, against Audubon, rather.
That went against Azon Young.
Didn't see what that was for. Was that for a push?
Looked for, it was off the ball 100%, and it must have been something around the rim.
Yeah, it might have been an offensive foul that time for Azon Young. He picks up his second of the afternoon. This one goes out to Williams, Pund, pulling up semicircle, basket good.
We've seen Pund a couple times on the catch and shoot from the corner. This time he does it off the dribble, gets a screen, drives inside, gets right to the free throw line, and knocks down the shot while he's moving.
Jack Pund, his first shot from inside the arc tonight, 11 points. And we're gonna have a push here against TK Tanner.
I believe they're going to get him on a blocking foul, which makes sense. His body wasn't squared up to the man with the ball, that being Grayson Heller. And on top of that, his feet were moving.
Chester out on the left side. Heller moves in. Nice bounce pass, and Chester gets it to fall. I mean, this is a team that has mastered a trickery shot. And we saw Eric Young have one early in the game. We saw Azon Young have one to end the quarter. There's just been so many interesting plays where Audubon has been able to keep GC on their toes and keep them guessing. As back to a 7-point lead. Moving up, Pund brings down the offensive board. Chester all over him. Bittner with a hand on it, and it's out of bounds just beneath the basket. Doherty wanted a shooting foul for contact, and now we'll have another sub, as out is number 33, and then in looks like it's going to be LaRubio again. Actually, check that. It is going to be number 23, Danny Zellner, the senior, one of the few returning players from last year. Doherty livid. He wanted a double dribble. I think I saw it too as Young spins around, finds an open look. Williams can't find him. High off the backboard. Almost got it. Zellner brings it down. 2:20 to play in the third. Here comes Williams. Catch and shoot. Heller guarding. No good. Azon Young slows it down. O'Donnell commands his starting five to slow.
I think that's a smart move. Audubon has dominated right now in these half-court sets. Gloucester Catholic has gotten a bucket a few times.
We're going to have
I think it's a 5-second call.
5-second call. With a 7-point lead here in the third quarter. 2 minutes to play. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. Registration is open for the spring of 2026 for the most competitive South Jersey Men's Baseball League with over 20 teams across 4 divisions. Visit southjerseynaba.com for more information. Zellner off the mark, rebounded by Bittner. Now Eric Young will bring this one up the floor.
Looks like Audubon's defense is really flustering Gloucester Catholic right now. They're forcing up a lot of shots that aren't great looks.
That one's going to go the other way. We've got another violation against Audubon here, and yeah, neither team is playing great in this third quarter. I mean, it's just kind of been back and forth. GC's been held to 4 points here in the third. It hasn't been their best look, but I think that Gloucester Catholic can rebound. They just have to find their way to get there. It's not going to be easy, but the way I see it, this is just kind of a sloppy quarter for both teams, and if we can have a bit of a rebound in the fourth quarter, we could have an exciting finish here in Audubon.
I mean, it's certainly been a great defensive game right now. It's almost like a chess match between the two coaches.
Moving out to the top of the key, here comes a three off the mark by LaRubio. 1:10 to play in the third. Spinning around. Young guarded heavily by Pund. Back out to Chester. Bittner inside the semicircle. Heller back to Bittner. That pass got tipped up. Now it's a foot race. Here comes, oh, there you go. TK Tanner with a hand on the basket. TK Tanner with his first field goal of the game. And now with 40 seconds left, Gloucester Catholic has made it a 5-point deficit, certainly manageable for the Rams. As moving in on the floor is Pund. Heller misses the shot, airballed. Now here comes another one down the floor. Here comes LaRubio, up, gets fouled by both Chester and Young, but it's only going to go against one of them on the floor. The contact will be called against Young. It's Audubon's fourth foul, and we'll have some two foul shots for Braden LaRubio, excuse me. This would be his first varsity point if the basket is good. And there you go.
So he knocks that one down, but I'm really impressed with the way that Jack Pund, they've gotten him the ball. He's run the break pretty well, and the past couple of possessions, he's been able to find the open man, which has either led to a basket or a foul, and now 2 made free throws. Pund has made nice pass after nice pass, and the baskets have been made now to make it just a 3-point game.
And he leads GC scoring with 11, including 3 triples. As with 20 seconds left, it's a one-possession game, 28-25. Eric Young fires inside. Connor Chester, it's good. Connor Chester's a baseball player, but he might want to recruit Eric Young for a fiery pass like that. 8 seconds left. Back into the corner, LaRubio back out to the top of the key. Tanner able to find a shot, getting it up. It does not fall. And the final chance of the quarter by Darius Adamenza is no good. And at the end of the third quarter, it's a 5-point lead for Audubon in a low-scoring showdown on this Sunday night. It's the Green Wave 30 and the Rams 25. Welcome back to Audubon High School. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, Dog Pro Wrestling. New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and non-stop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com for more information. Starting the fourth quarter here from Audubon, it's a 30-25 lead. Azon Young leads the scoring for Audubon with 12. His brother Eric is right behind him with 6. Jack Pund leads Gloucester Catholic scoring with 11. I'll tell you who's back in the game, though. It is Alaji Fafana. 4 fouls for him. Gloucester Catholic ripping the Band-Aid off and hoping that he does not commit a foul, keeping it extremely conservative as a long 2 by Pund does not fall. And Azon Young, the senior, with over 1,200 points in his 4-year varsity career, picks up the rebound. Ball got knocked loose a little bit by LaRubio. And now a slide as Young came in, contact with Jack Pund in the middle of it, and we'll have a foul.
I think right now both of these teams, Audubon has played a much better team game. Right now it feels as though Pund has been running the show for Gloucester Catholic. And in a low-scoring affair, I think that the team play is going to be heavily outweighing an individual, especially with how good the defense has been on both sides of the ball.
Well, Gloucester Catholic, a little bit off topic, but they were moved to the Tri-County Royal Division this year. This is their first year in the division, so they're being treated like a big school. Because in Tri-County, there's 4 divisions, 2 for the small schools, the Classic and the Diamond, and 2 for the big schools, the Liberty and the Royal. They were in the Classic last year, and this is what surprised me. They went 5-5 in division play, and that's a division that includes Pittman, Clayton, Salem, Wildwood, and Salem Tech. As another nice basket by Eric Young comes to fall. But they went 5-5 in division play and then got moved up to the Royal Division. Now, I guess that Catholic schools can be paraded around a little bit more because they are a private school by nature, but I was a little bit surprised to see that. They are undefeated in divisional play. They beat Williamstown in overtime 56-52, Washington Township 52-45 on Monday the 22nd. As coming in, gets a foul as he planted his feet under the paint. Looks like Chester's going to get called for the foul here. And we'll have some foul shots as they'll say that he was in the act of shooting for Karan Sears.
And I like what Sears did right there. Gloucester Catholic was able to swing the ball around. He saw an opening to drive the lane. He took it, was fouled, didn't shy away, didn't swing it back out. Saw nobody else, just went up, fought through the contact, and gets himself to the line.
Once we sing Auld Lang Syne and once the new year is upon us, we do have 2 games this upcoming weekend. On Friday, January 2nd, Gloucester Catholic is back on the ice after their rivalry versus St. Augustine, facing the Hun School of Princeton, a 3:05 puck drop from Hollydale, and then some Cape Atlantic League basketball in the United Division on Saturday, January 3rd. It's the Cape May Tech Hawks and the Buna Chiefs from Buna Regional in Atlantic County at 1 p.m. on Saturday, January 3rd. 6:10 to play in regulation, 32-26. Sears got one of his 2 foul shots to go, and it's a 6-point lead for Audubon here in the finale. Got an offensive foul. Sears passed it to Williams, and that is going to be the 5th foul. Yeah, that's Fafana. Fafana fouled out. So I don't know if he knew that he had 5 fouls. We knew that he had 4, but the big man, the 6'9" big man for Gloucester Catholic, I mean, there's no pleading your case now. Your game is done and you're fouled out. But again, he's one of the newer players from Gloucester Catholic. Certainly wasn't on the floor last year for GC. And the 6'9" center, that now kind of opens a new door for Audubon because they had him rested for most of the 3rd. He came back onto the floor for the 4th with 4 fouls, and it only took 2 minutes for his name to be taken off the board here.
And I think the frustration, Brandon Doherty has to be a little bit frustrated, the head coach for Gloucester Catholic, because 3 of his 5 fouls had nothing to do with defending the rim. 2 over-the-back fouls and an illegal screen there on Fafana.
Here comes Chester for 3, no good. Young was unable to pick up the offensive board, and now it goes back the other way for TK Tanner. Tanner resets. Deep beyond the 3-point land for Sears, crossing over the Audubon logo. 5:20 to play. Both teams 3-2. Gloucester Catholic beat Hamilton in 3 points to win their first round game, 48-45 in the Audubon Holiday Showcase. And Audubon beat Morristown Friends 53-39, a 14-point win. Foul. We're going to have 3 shots here. Jack Pund. He leaned into it a little bit, but that's all that counts. He was able to make the contact with Eric Young. And with 5:05 to play, Jack Pund, if he makes all 3, can make this a 1-possession game for Gloucester Catholic.
Well, that's a fearless take right there. With the defender draped all over him, he still heaves it up. And the contact comes in with it, and now Pund, he's really been the engine that's pushing this Rams offense. Had a stellar night here tonight for Gloucester Catholic.
Pund's first shot is no good. On the floor right now for Audubon is your original 5 starters. The Young brothers, Azon and Eric, Grayson Heller, and in the front court, it is Mike Bittner and Connor Chester, the multi-sport athlete. Second shot is good. And then on the floor for Gloucester Catholic, we have Jack Pund, who's at the foul line. We have number 11, Kamor Sears. We have number 1, B.J. Williams Jr. And then we have number 33, Darius Adamensa. He'll go 2 for 3. And it's still a 2-possession game, but a timeout is called. With 5 minutes and change to play here in the Audubon Holiday Finale, it's our final of 4 games today, with the Green Wave leading by 4, 32-28. Welcome back to the John Kling Gymnasium. I am Audubon grad Dan Wilkins of RCSJ, joined by Jake Clark of Rowan University. Javier Harris on the production as we've got 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. We've had 4 games today. I would say 3 out of 4 of them have been exciting as Azon Young puts down a 3. Knocks that one away from the corner, and he's got 15 points, the senior combo guard, as it's now a 7-point lead, which is pretty much where it's stayed. It's been rather stagnant in a back-and-forth affair, as now Pund can't get that 3 to fall. A heave up the floor. Heller to Azon, back to Heller. Still all 5 starters. Audubon does not have that deep of a bench, so they can't really afford to make that many substitutions as Young, Eric Young, feeds it to Chester. And the basket's good. Connor Chester with 8 points. Every starter except for Heller has scored, and they are the only scorers for Audubon. 4 total scores. Back to Williams, and an offensive foul against B.J. Williams. So as it stands, 37-28, a 9-point lead for Audubon as they look to try to put this game away. It's not over yet by any means.
Lots of offensive fouls, too, here for Gloucester Catholic. That's one thing you're not seeing Audubon doing. When Audubon's setting an off-ball screen, they're setting their feet, and they're not moving around. Gloucester Catholic a couple times now in this fourth quarter has gotten dinged with an offensive foul call.
Brian O'Donnell called a timeout as Gloucester Catholic sent Audubon with a ring around the rosy. Got a big press that time. It's a 30. We'll stay here. This broadcast is brought to you by Gray Fox Sports. Top-of-the-line sports photography right in your backyard, serving Camden and Gloucester counties. Service is available until January 10th. Visit grayfoxsports.com. And by Rowan College of South Jersey, Gloucester, premier community college of New Jersey, with over 100 associate's degree programs available. Registration is open for the spring of 2026. Classes start January 21st. Visit rcsj.edu for academic information, and for athletic recruitment, visit rcroadrunners.com. Well, I'll tell you, I can mention one player on both of these teams that's at RCSJ. Jack Mastero plays baseball for RCSJ. I've had some good conversations with him over the fall and winter. The leading scorer in all of Gloucester Catholic history, beat a nearly 70-year record last season. And then for Audubon, Liam Nixon, the wing who was really an offensive game changer for Audubon, who shot a lot of threes last year. No basket. We did have a foul. Double dribble is called. So Azon Young gets tagged with the double dribble, and with 3:45 to play, we were going to have whistles. We were going to have an inbound, but then we have some whistles before the inbound, and now we'll reset and we get going. I see. So with our 3-man ref crew, one of the referees was in the wrong position, and the head ref, the gentleman at the baseline, wanted him to go to a different position. 3:30 to play, 9-point game. We've seen some interesting oddities today as Tanner spins around. Nice move, gets tipped up. Williams tipped it twice. Now it gets shoved out as Young was unable to get there. Heller has it, dumps it off to Young. Guarded by Pund. Back out to Heller, to Chester. Back to Bittner, around the world. How about this? Grayson Heller with a pass all throughout the air. As now this is another heave deep across the floor to Williams in the near corner, now fading towards the box. Can't get that one to go. GC's got to slow this down. I know that's crazy to say, given that they're down, but they are trying to chuck up way too many shots when otherwise they would be good if they just slowed it down and focused on the fundamentals more. Both of these teams are flawed, and I say that because both teams are trying too hard. The reason why this game is so low scoring is because both teams are trying to do way too much with the basketball as opposed to just get it to the basket. As Bittner can't get that one to fall. Foul and one. PJ Williams went up to the basket, said hello, and said, how can I take this from you? He's got 8 points. He's going to have a chance for 9 on the night. If he can get this one, if he gets the 3-point play, it'll fall to a 6-point deficit.
And I think that if I would disagree with you, I think that Gloucester Catholic needs to get moving because Audubon has been so good in the defensive half court that right now they're doing an excellent job of attacking Jack Pund. Looked as though LaRubio.
I didn't know it was still football season. These teams played each other in the football schedule, but it's Young, Azon Young, back to Heller. 2 minutes to play. No, I think you're right in that regard. I think that what I mean more or less is GC needs to be more careful with their shooting. Young had both knees on the ground. So yes, GC needs to speed it up, but they can't be having all these flashy shots when they're nearly down by double digits. As look at this defense, man. There is so much going on back and forth with 1:36 to play in a low-scoring affair.
Well, right now, I think Gloucester Catholic really has to ramp up the defensive pressure. No shot clock here in the state of New Jersey, so Audubon going to do as much as they can to take time off the clock.
And they've got 2 fouls before Audubon is granted the bonus. Bittner goes up and in. For Gloucester Catholic, they have a couple of tough games ahead as we've got a foul. Tanner gets hit by Bittner. But Bittner with 6 points after that basket. They play Highland at the Overbrook Winter Showcase on the 30th. Then a home game versus Kingsway on January the 6th. Triton on the 30th. Cherokee on the 10th. And then they go up to Canarsie High School in Brooklyn. I mean, Gloucester Catholic is not afraid to play some out-of-state opponents. They played Archbishop Carroll earlier this week. Lost by 8. They played the Shipley School around the same time last year of PA. And of course now out-of-state schools don't mean anything for your PowerPoints, but it still is good competition. And if you're willing to take that risk, especially in a non-public bracket where far fewer teams are competing for playoff spots, it makes a difference. It's 39-30. Gloucester Catholic has fouled Audubon's Grayson Heller. The foul is called against Pund. And the trophies will be ready as Audubon looks like for the first time in a long time, they could win this Audubon Holiday Tournament on both ends, the girls and the boys. The girls beat Deptford 51-31 as here comes Young. The ball hit off of his head. LaRubio's in there. Basket is up, foul and one. There's your dagger. An 11-point lead with a minute to play. It's not over yet, but Azon Young certainly made us a lot closer to that. 17 points.
Yeah, for Gloucester Catholic, they're pretty much going to have to score within 5 seconds of having each possession. And now it almost feels like you've got to foul and pray for misses at the free throw line. Both teams in the bonus, but a big basket by Young.
Heller with an underhand feed, another shot that doesn't go. Now it's back to Williams, guarded heavily by Heller. Heller's going to foul here. So now, if I'm correct, both teams should be over the bonus now, and we're going to have foul shooting from here on out.
Yeah, Williams trying to move fast in transition there, but Heller gets a little bit tied up with B.J. Williams. And for Gloucester Catholic, these free throws crucial.
As we mentioned, for Gloucester Catholic, they play Highland on Tuesday in the Overbrook Classic. Audubon has a break until after the new year. Haddonfield on the 5th, Collingswood on the 7th, Gateway on the 9th. Timeout called by Gloucester Catholic. Might be a last stand here for GC as they lead, or they trail by 9. Audubon 41, GC 32 with 52 seconds to play. .50 seconds left here in Audubon. There's our good friend, photographer Sebastian DeVito, as we've got 5 fouls on both sides. And the final minute of basketball here in a long, grueling day of basketball from Audubon High School. And we're going to have fouls here. Pund reaches into Young, Azon Young. And we'll have some foul shooting.
A lot of time off the clock there. Azon Young was able to get all the way up the floor before the foul was recorded, and you saw Pund kind of throw his hands in the air. Like, I tried to foul him a lot earlier, but nothing was called.
Well, a little bit of a anecdote here as Young goes for his first misses. If Audubon wins this game, everybody knows that because I'm an Audubon grad, I covered Audubon almost exclusively during my first 2 years of DWB before we branched out. They would win their 100th game on DWB if they win today in their 158th appearance. And remember, the team that's in second place, Pittman, has 34. So there is a mile-long gap between first and second place in who has appeared on DWB the most. But I'll tell you this, it's been great covering Audubon. I'm very glad that the athletic director, Christopher Baker, is on, I wouldn't say on our side, but a good person to work with. He's worked under Dan Antonelli over at Clayton, and sometimes a lot of people don't realize how much a good athletic director makes or breaks programs. Because, like, for example, the banners hung in this gym, that's the responsibility of an athletic director. The scoreboard in the gym, the public address, they all manage that stuff. And I would say, you know, game day presentation to a guy like a broadcaster is incredibly important. And, you know, Jake, you're a Sterling grad. You know Mr. Manlove, how important he was there. And, you know, and, of course, Tad Kozaneski, Channel 19. Sometimes it's the people behind the scenes and the people that are not on the basketball floor or the baseball field or the football gridiron that have the most impact in a school's athletic program.
Well, I have to give a shout out to Chris Baker because I've known him for quite some time. Myself and his oldest daughter, Jordan, probably went to school together since we were in kindergarten or first grade, graduated together. So I've known Mr. Baker for quite some time. He used to work at Clayton, now here at Audubon. He says he likes it here. It's a lot closer to home, and he's in his first year here. I'm sure that he's going to be doing great things. And Mr. Baker, definitely a great guy. I can't say enough good things about him. And, I mean, he's been great to us. We've been here all day today.
And we were here earlier in December as well. We've got the shot waved off. They're going to say, did he step out of bounds?
I believe he was fouled.
He was, okay. Noah Salerno is checking into the ball game, the senior guard. He checks in for Eric Young. So Jack Pund back at the line as we strike the 5 o'clock hour here at Audubon. So we'll more or less be here from sunrise to sunset today as Pund makes his first. Even in a losing effort, I would say he gets Gloucester Catholic's best player. I mean, he 14 points. Think about if we did for hockey the same, or think about what we did for basketball, the same thing we do for hockey. The 3 stars, where you give 2 to the winning team, 1 to the losing team. Pund would get that 3rd star, where he has been a great shooter, 3 triples for him, 15 points all said and done. But it is now a 7-point game as Young gets that ball ripped away, no foul. The ball comes up, he's behind half court, and now it's TK Tanner who ends up picking up the foul. And now Brian O'Donnell calls a timeout. So even in the stereotype that the last 2 minutes of a basketball game take 20, we still have it. Let's see if they call a full. They do call it. And with 24 seconds left, we'll take another break, our last of the day and our last of the weekend before we go into another triple header on Monday. 43-36, Audubon leads.